As Mike would say, same old show, just a new year. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But guess what? We still gonna enhance it.
Welcome to another episode, and maybe this will help.
I'm scared of dating, because what if we don't break up?
Or you could just send them a message and say, man, have you seen I lost my feelings for you?
Damn. Have you ever struggled with the breakup?
I've told some people, like, you know what, I can't do this shit no more.
Great person, but you just not for me.
Someone said, real growth starts when you're tired of your own shit. What we've been talking about, man, just being able to look in the mirror first.
The only toxic relationship I ever had is the one I had with myself. Everyone else was just a reflection of that.
Come on, Jesus.
Golly, what more do you need to say? You attract more opportunities once you are calm, because no one wants to deal with people who lack emotional control.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Maybe This Will Help.
I thought we was mature in 2022. That's my bad.
Don't forget the maybe, baby.
May this help. Will this help you?
The maybe, baby.
Don't forget the maybe, baby. What's up?
With the very white.
That's all I had tonight. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go full Elder Barge in a little bit though.
That's all I had tonight.
And Arrow come in. Don't forget the maybe, baby.
That wasn't bad though. That was not bad. Oh man, it sounded like it was good, Kerry.
Man, he had something powerful to say.
Yeah,
wow.
We'll never know though, because you on mute.
That mute button is tricky as hell.
I said produced by Devious. That's all I got.
Wow. Yeah, could have been. All right. Could have been if you knew how to work the mute button. Man.
Wow.
Damn. Hey, I saw this video. They said, what if they had like the mute button in real life? You could actually mute people that were talking.
That would
like,
be great.
Hey, that would be dope.
I just feel like a lot of people use that on me, so I'm not sure how I feel about it. But good evening.
Like that. It would be like that.
Wow.
Only if I can lock the door once you close it, because I didn't want to be here anyway.
Jesus.
How you feel today?
If people only knew how much of my effort to socialize was like forced, like God training me. Anyway, I love y'all, man. Let's check in, man. Welcome to the show. We got all four tonight, man. It's a special occasion, man. Things is happening. We've been missing a little bit of Kerry every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Mike is out doing his thing. So check in, fellas. Let us know what's God he's been blessing you with, man.
I didn't like how you said we were missing Kerry. Mike's been out.
Man.
Wow. Yeah, so my week has been good, man.
Internet's tricky.
Wow.
Internet's a tricky thing.
Is that what's happening?
Internet's a tricky thing. so is brotherhood. Mike, what? Don't come back. I love you, bro. Don't leave. Please don't go. What immature say? Please don't go.
Wow.
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, we'll hear from Kerry. That's fine. Go ahead, Mike.
Life is good. No complaints, man. The week has been good. Busy with work and business and everything. Denham had his last football game, so they won the last football game. Denham got a little award or whatever for player of the game. So their streak was 7-0. They won 7.
Nah, we can't do that. Nah, that's your DNA running through that. We got to get that a highlight, man. We ain't gonna just breeze over that like it's. I know it ain't nothing special because you and your heritage, y'all just do that all the time. Y'all excel or whatever y'all do. But for us normal folks over here, let's go ahead and highlight that a little bit more, man. You got the MVP player in the building, man. Is he in the building? I mean, can we get a hey y'all or something? Or talk to his agent. I'm saying though.
Nah, you good. I can hear him running all 5, 7 foot, 10-year-old running over here now.
Jesus.
People want to congratulate you on your football accomplishment.
Nephew.
Oh, he didn't have on the shirt. He went to go get a shirt. He's not trying to embarrass nobody out here, so he had to go put a shirt on.
Put his daddy to shame.
Yeah, wow. Basically. I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, hurry up, boy. Hurry up. You on live.
Trying on your dad's bra. Huh? What you got? What?
At least he's not just doing it to me tonight. Oh,
yeah, you know, it is what it is.
Wow.
He had to take himself off, man. Wow.
That may have been an internet thing. Nope. Come on. All right. So
congratulations, nephew.
We're waiting on you.
Okay. No, it's good. Okay.
You really did like. Okay.
Is he like full naked? What's happening? Okay.
No, it was literally just a tank top.
It wasn't working.
The tank top wasn't working.
You got too many muscles. That's what happened, man. I heard you did some great things this weekend.
Thank you.
Congratulations, little dude.
Thank you.
what was your record?
I got 3 touchdowns in one game.
Oh, those are your stats. But okay, that's.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not like that. Isn't that like Al Bundy?
7-0.
Hey, nephew, do this right here.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, nephew. We're very proud of you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right,
go take your shirt off. I don't know why they got to play.
Don't talk to him that way.
What is that? What is Fortnite? It's topless Fortnite. I don't know what they got going on. Wow. All right. As you were, man. My bad. I didn't mean to.
No.
Hey, where's it at? There it is. There, Eric. No, poke high.
Everything else is good, man. Everything else is good. I actually had a conversation with that gentleman down there last Monday.
Yeah, Brady.
And it was it's not too many people in life that I feel can get me together. You know what I mean? Tell me how it is in with me receiving it the way I receive it from the three of you and Pookie and Janae. But pause. But this man, he pulled me to the side and we spoke about some things.
Damn it.
If you ever want to have a serious moment on this show, bro, you got to wait till you get to heaven because everything sounds suspicious.
I received it from these 3 guys and he pulled me to the side.
At least he said he was buying Pookie and
me and Kerry had a good talk. The end.
Is this why men don't talk? This is why men don't talk, huh? Not to women, not to each other. I can't say nothing.
So that was my week. Kerry, how was yours?
Oh man, my week was actually great, man. We got to start it off. I don't really get to wow, Eric. I don't because of work. Jesus, bro. This is why I be missing. We're immature. We are immature. So started this week off, man. Got to go to dinner with. I kind of felt like you guys do normally. Almost all of the crew. It was a great fellowship. I miss hanging out with you guys, so that started my week off. And the rest of the week was really just good. I mean, it was really great. Like, work as usual. CJ's coming. I'll get CJ for the summertime, so we've been getting the logistics together for that. My birthday's coming up. I'm having a birthday party on the 29th at the Sofitel. So just getting everything in order. Plus this Wednesday, by the way, 3 to up this Wednesday, shot in LA, 7 to 12. So it's really been my week. My week has just been getting things in order for the end of this month and business as usual, man. Yeah, see, talk about me. Button. You didn't push the button either, sir.
Just giving you an amen. I could take it back.
I'm so mean. You need a hug and a role model.
After this full moon go by, just give me some grace is all I really need.
Okay. See, and you know how to ask for it. Sir, there it is. And you have
There it is.
How was
have
your
not
week,
because you asked not. You said Dub?
No, this way. You.
Oh, okay. It was a good week, man. I enjoyed myself, man. I recognize that like the best moments I create in life are with the best people that I have in life. So, like you said, that early week fellowship and get together, like that's the thing that life is. That's what makes life livable for me. You know, it can't be all work and toil and what you can produce, man. I love making those memories. I was talking to one of my friends who makes a lot of money, and I said, what good is all the money if you don't get to take that money and go make some memories? So, you know, and then some people don't make a lot of money, but whatever they do have resource wise, they use it to make these memories, man. Memories have always been important to me. So it's been a good week for that, man. I got kind of a little overwhelmed. But fortunately, I was able to work from home 2 days this week. Just, you know, you guys know I'm still stretching myself to be more social. But I'm doing a good job at that. Listen, I'm finished all my sentences correctly. And then today at church, I decided to go back to my church home. 2 of my mentors pulled me to the side.
Like 2 of them.
I was just trying
How far to the side?
I'll just pop off to the side. I said, see, this is how brotherhood works. I don't want Mike to be out there by himself.
My God, I appreciate you.
Yeah, but one of them was like, look, he looked up to me, he said, man, everything you're looking for, everything I see you going after is on the other side of fear. And you guys know that I've been talking to y'all about God really replenishing me with that word to be courageous. So that was a good check-in. And my other mentor hit me with the code that he said he's doing this thing called wins success stacking. And so his coach told him, like, every week or every month, write down all the little successes you have and keep them in a folder in your phone. And he said, because usually in his coaching sessions, his coach asked him, like, you know, tell me about some of the successes you had this year or these past few months. And he doesn't know. He said, keep those things close to your heart because it gives you a better perspective of yourself and God when you're going through hard times. So he showed me his phone and all the different months and how he had little stuff in there. Even him sitting down meeting with me as a mentor was in there under a win. So keeping those wins close to heart, man, he's like, man, it changes your perspective, which changes your behavior and your confessions. So just having those things close, man, at the forefront of your mind. So that was a really good mentor session with him, just real quick. And then today, the pastor was talking about your words and how, you know, he had this sermon called The Secret Life of Words, kind of like the secret life of pets. Like, what do your words do after you spoke them and leave them there? And he talked about that and how we're going to be held responsible for the things that we say. So it really had me guarding, you know, my confessions and just wanting to be more intentional. So it was a really great week, man. Yeah, it's a great week for me. Dub Central.
Let's see. So to start off the week, I ended up taking Monday off of work. I just ended up taking it off of work. Just trying to get my mind together. My crew was light, and I was going to be the only one there anyway, as far as my crew. So I'm just like, whatever, you know what I mean? I could take the day off. It's no big deal. Trying to get myself together. And then Tuesday, I decided to go to the doctor. And when I went to the doctor, you know, I just been kind of all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Body sore, doing this, doing that. So I ended up going to the doctor on Tuesday. And when I ended up going to the doctor, he took me out on disability. So, which is something that I wanted, you know. So he took me out on disability. So I'm going to be out off of work for a while. Let my body recover, let my body, you know, let my mind recover, let my body recover. You know, just really get into a better place, which is what I needed, you know. So I'm happy about that. I've been very, very, very low key, you know, because I've just been trying to get my mind together because I've been so overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? With so many different things, I've just been so overwhelmed, so stressed, so just like, So this is the time right now that I get to say, okay, you know what? This is a good time because for the rest of the week, I didn't have to worry about, you know, waking up at 4:30 in the morning to, you know what I'm saying, to call off or to whatever. I didn't have to do any of that. I was able to wake up when my body finished resting. Yeah. You know, and that's just been a wonderful feeling for me. You know what I'm saying? Just for the past couple of days, it's been able to wake up when my body finished resting and not feel like, okay, gotta get up. Oh my God, I got this. Oh, I got this. I got that. So it's been one of those self-reflecting weeks so far. You know what I'm saying? And I've been reflecting on a lot, you know, which has been good for me. I've been reflecting on a lot, and I've been letting my body try to relax and recover. And it's still, still a lot more work that I need to do, but I'm able to really do the work right now without feeling like, okay, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do that, without feeling overwhelmed. So I'm cool. I'm actually cool right now.
That's a real good check-in, bro. That's not only proud of you, but inspiring, man, because man, that rest is so necessary. We talk about that often and how that plays into our mental health, and the decisions we make. Sometimes relationships go down the drain just because somebody need a nap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody need a day off. Somebody need to use their PTO. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how something that simple impacts the chemicals or hormones that's released from the brain into the body and how we respond different. Just if we just could have had another half an hour, or maybe we didn't watch that movie before bed, or went to bed when we were supposed to, or drunk more water that way, or minded our business. Like those things play a big role in how we interact in our relationships, especially the ones we say we care about.
Right.
I think somebody's offering to give you a massage. Oh no, my bad. I'm not sure what that means. But if you got a small business, if you got a small business, fix your mobile massage therapist, $45 to $50. Anybody want to donate to the cause and get Errol a massage? Because I know how hard this man works. He a foreman. We got a resource for you. No, that's not it. What is happening here?
I think
which one?
They're looking at some other services.
I was shrugging my shoulders. I'm sitting shrugging my shoulders. You didn't see me talking about pulling something to the side and reach around and stretching it out. No, that didn't happen to me.
Hey, Amber said maybe take a nap from relationships.
Hey, that's dope. As a matter of fact, that's some really good advice, and that's something that I was doing also. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just romantic relationships; it's just a lot of relationships. Period. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to reset in order not to damage. You know what I'm saying? Certain relationships, in order to get yourself back together, in order to just, whatever the situation is. Sometimes you just have to take some relationship naps.
So what's crazy is that a lot of people think that because, like for instance with us, because this is our circle, that we don't take naps from each other. Like it's been a week or two I haven't talked to you guys or talked to Carrie. Like with Dub, I checked in with, sent him a text, "Hey, you good?" That yada. But the thing is, when you know a person is doing work within their self, this person is taking time because they need it. When you got a good circle, you don't take it personal. You don't take it as, oh, that's messed up. You don't want to, you don't want to talk or yada yada yada. Because you know what I mean. And don't feel ashamed because you feel like, okay, I need a break. Yeah, I love my brothers. I love my circle, but I need a break. There's nothing wrong with that.
I like that. Well, we are here tonight. This is a monumental situation. I had to ask for you guys if we could do this real quick. We got a faithful, not just a faithful viewer, but I dare say friend to all of us individually, who looks out for us often, who is celebrating a birthday. That Magic 73, man, that Magic 73. So we want to give her a shout out. Most definitely because Trinidadians, they don't age, they just I don't know what it is, it's the dirty wine, it's that coconut rice, I don't know, dirty wine. So we just want to sing a quick rendition of Happy Birthday, led by yours truly, Errol Creole Cutley. If he
I say yours Creole, but yours truly Errol. Golly.
You see how he just acted.
Errol Creole Cutley, you want to lead us in a rendition of Happy Birthday for none other than Miss Pravina. Wow.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Hey, the beat was off.
Right. The beat was way off. Golly.
Hey.
I ain't never heard of a tempo change. Donnie was going for the tempo change.
Hey, I was trying to.
You got the intro of the song and then you change up.
What's that number one birthday?
Do you not hear the music?
Oh,
y'all know she does hip hop.
Good with the
give her something she can dance to. You're not good with the tempo. That's not a thing.
Not the shoulder.
Get that shoulder. If it don't touch the ear, it ain't sexy.
Since we getting the music going, I gotta start off with one of these.
Yeah, it's your birthday, baby. And
Mike, get close to the mic.
it's another day. We want to tell you, Christina, happy birthday.
Here we go. You old as hell. You
Yeah,
old as hell.
you know,
You old as hell.
every once in a while in a man's life, you have to just stop at his birthday.
Damn, she old. Damn, she old. Damn, she old. Damn, she old.
But she's still fine though. But she's still fine though.
What are we doing?
If I ever wanted a sugar mama in my life, it'd have to be.
Yeah.
All right,
be
man.
no barbecues, that's for sure.
Hey.
I'm gonna kind of just jump back a little bit too. Want to say another happy birthday to another one of our faithful watchers, Sheila Price. Sheila, yesterday was her birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
Marshilla.
We're going down birthdays. I got one of the most important birthdays for me. Baby girl turned, what she turned? 52 on Monday.
Hey,
Jay
these
Willie
old ladies.
in the house turned 52.
We're gonna let you dedicate that, Mike, if you want to keep your shirt on though.
Oh, okay.
To all the grays in the place, with style and grace, allow me to
Not all the grays.
all the grays in the place.
Foolishness.
Hey, if we ever had a woman on the show, it should be Sheila's mom. If ever we had a woman, bruh, when I tell you that so woman,
fresh. She is fresh.
Carrie drunk his tea like nigga, it ain't happening. Yeah. So and he didn't say nothing. Everyone said, I wish you would try. I show up every show. You will not enter.
Turn the stream yard off,
man. You know he got asthma. Chill out. All right. Hey, I want to. Y'all ready to get started, man? I got.
Please, can we please?
I got a question for everybody. This is something that Carrie used to do back in the day. So I want to start the show like this. Here we go,
Put
fellas.
gel in my hair?
Damn. No.
But when it's
like
directed,
this.
when it's directed at you, like it's like, oh man.
Like this. Would you date beautiful and dumb or average and smart? One more time. Your choices are beautiful and dumb or average and smart, meaning average looking.
I start off.
Go ahead, Dub. You go
Yeah, I'm choosing average and smart because I can't, you know what I'm saying, see somebody as a friend and be like, man, this dumb bitch right here, boy, nigga.
Oh, man, I knew it was coming. Pause. I get it. I'm with E. I can't do dumb.
This bitch.
Who's that? That was Carrie. That was Carrie.
It might be.
That was Carrie.
Yeah, it you know, to me, an intelligent woman, being with an intelligent woman, even if nah, when you got a smart woman, that raises her stock that much higher. Like it almost makes her even more attractive. You know what I'm saying? For me.
Should I, Carrie? Do I dare ask you? Beautiful and dumb, or average and smart?
Listen here.
Give me the dumbest, most finest.
You taking the dumb one?
Give me the big booty dumb one over there.
You ain't gotta talk much. Just stand right here by the booth.
He need a dumb one so his lies will go over. That's all. It's okay. Go ahead, man.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Wow.
Whoa. You don't like me or something? Did I
love you, bro. I wouldn't come for you if I didn't love you. I love you.
Damn.
We done worked it all out. I'm sorry. Come on.
I don't know.
Did you just hear what this man just said?
Come on.
You don't love me. I wouldn't come for.
Oh wow. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and exit.
I'll exit you first. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you need somebody to come for you, all right, I'm gonna ease off playing jokes on Carrie. I love you, bro.
I don't know.
He's a little sensitive today. I love you, man. I love you.
I actually was gonna say average and smart because I don't really like dumb conversations. But I don't know how I'm portrayed today. I'm just gonna sit in the corner.
I'm sorry.
Average and smart. And yourself, Donovan?
So I'm on the fence here. Whenever Carrie uses my whole name, I know that I've done wrong.
Right.
Mama will not be proud of me at this moment. It's still the tattoo I'm upset about. Let's see.
20 years later, we feel the same.
I just didn't disown you. All right, let's see if I can. Hey, we gonna let him into all the family business. This goes back to something me and Carrie said years ago. We make fun of things so that they don't become a serious issue. Like even people say too soon. We were the kings of saying things like so prematurely because we know that if you just let those things sit and fester, the enemy has his way with you. But it feels good that we can joke about these things now because back in the day, those were serious issues. They were very serious. But God saw fit.
Before you go there, this is my business partner, and we keep having these conversations.
It's her birthday.
Telling her, Tiana, you need to watch the show. So that's why she put this is her first time here. With all of the conversations that me and her have, each one of us individually will be able to help her out. So please, Tiana, pay attention.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Well, I don't know you, but I'm happy that you're here. Enjoy yourself. And I don't know, pay attention, take a nap, whatever makes you happy. Would I choose? So, I'm on the fence with this because you can always make somebody smarter, can't you?
Nah.
No,
is that embedded in their DNA? They just dumb for life no matter what they do?
There's a difference between smart and educated. You can educate somebody on something. You can educate something, but
if they dumb, they dumb.
Yeah.
They just stuck like that, huh?
Common sense ain't common at all.
I don't know, man. I just feel like sometimes people are too smart for their own good and they complicate things with all that smartness. But
I think. Go ahead, bro.
I'm not going to answer this question. Beautiful can be altered. An accident can happen, or a procedure can happen to make somebody that was average looking beautiful. Or are we talking about like beauty from the inside? See, this is a perfect example of how smart can get in the way of things being easy. I'm trying to show you an example of what I'm talking about right here with my smartness.
So listen, I'll make this easier for you, right?
Okay. Help me out.
You sure you want Dove to make it easier?
Out of all the people in the world,
listen. Back in Jesus' day, he used to have to perform a miracle to not make somebody dumb.
What translation?
Those deaf and dumb spirits. He had to cast them deaf and dumb spirits out of people.
So
Hey,
I don't even know if I want to. Wow. Okay.
Hey.
Alicia, we're not going to ask him to. No, we're not going to ask him to break anything down. Wow.
Oh man.
Because your words matter. Man, I'm just gonna stay single. All right, y'all ready for the next one?
Yeah, please.
All right. This is something I know some of us can relate to. So how about this, fellas? We'll speak on behalf of as many men as we can. Check this out. Attracting a partner who doesn't need to be saved forces you to see your inherent value outside of what you can do for them. One more time. Attracting a partner who doesn't need to be saved forces you to see your inherent value outside of what you can do for them. Where y'all at?
I'm sorry. I'm looking up a definition. I'm sorry.
Looking up the definition of attracting.
No. I was looking at the definition of dumb.
This full moon.
What'd you find, bro? The definition
of dumb says temporarily unable or unwilling to speak.
That's
like
the dumb from the Bible.
Condition.
Yeah, that's the
no.
dumb.
I just in Oxford.
No, I'm saying no. That's the definition because a lot of people think that deaf and dumb mean dumb like your hair, but in the Bible it mean dumb as in you can't speak.
Yep.
That's how Aaron wants his wife.
See?
I need me a dumb one.
I don't.
Anyway, go back with the subject at hand.
What I'm sorry, Dub. I had to hear the Donnie. I'm sorry. That wasn't even right.
Jesus.
Listen, it's over with now. It's gonna happen again before the night is up. Attracting a partner who doesn't need to be saved forces you to see your inherent value outside of what you can do for them. While y'all thinking about it, I'll share my 2 cents.
Yes.
This is something that we've talked about before. Me choosing a woman that I felt like needed me. That way I can like validate myself based on what I can do. I can take you from here to there. I can upgrade you. Once I come into your life, I can change these things for you, blah, blah, blah. Instead of meeting someone who's more or less, as they say, on your level, because then it's like, if I can't upgrade her, if I can't really see how I can bring anything to her life, then that forces me to look at myself and say, you know, what else can I bring to the table? What else good am I? If it's a woman, I don't have more money then, or I don't have more accomplishments then, or more smarts then, what can I do? You know, and that forces you to look at, are you just a good time to hang out with? Are you fun? Like, do you have great conversation? Like, is it just being around you a blessing? Because a lot of times I didn't look at it that way. All my value was based on what I could do and how I could help transform a person. And I saw that in my choosing. But would I choose someone who doesn't need to be saved because then I had no way to validate my existence here or my purpose here? What would I do here if they didn't need to be saved?
Right.
I feel like, I mean, for me, just something that I didn't really battle with that because I feel like me as an individual, no one can be carried. So what I bring to the table, just as me as an individual, minus finances, minus looks, or whatever the situation may be, what I bring to a person in general, or what I bring to an interaction. Mama was always on me about when a person leaves you, friendship or anything above that, they should always be better because of who you are as a person. Not necessarily what you can do for them, but who you are as a person. It may make somebody think a little bit more. It may make somebody want to be different. You know what I mean? But just don't be a hindrance. And I feel like as long as you're not a hindrance to somebody, then the benefit is in itself you, because you don't open yourself up to anybody. It's a privilege for any of us to have the experience with somebody. So giving them you is an benefit as that. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. You know what I think of? I think of it's allowing people to see you as Clark Kent, not as Superman.
Yeah.
Right. Because if you're looking at it like, okay, Clark Kent was an actual person. Who are you as this person? Right. Without having to be a superhero, without having to save somebody, without having to say, okay, well, I know you need me to save you because you need me to do this, and do that. Who are you when you're not a superhero? And when you allow somebody to see who you are when you're not a superhero, that shows the essence of you. When you're not trying to save somebody, when somebody don't need you, and you're not trying to prove yourself why that person needs you in their life, and because I see you have a shortage in this area, or I see you don't have this, or you don't have this, you don't have that. Then you go into that superhero mode where you're putting on your cape, and that's what people start to see you as, and that's what people start to form a conclusion on, based on the superhero that you are. But who are you when you're not that superhero? Do they still want you or need you in their life?
That makes me.
Go ahead,
Mike.
No, I was just gonna say I was actually gonna agree with you because in the dating process, I think that me and you are a lot the same. We like the projects, meaning we like the girls that we can see the potential and we want to help you bring out that potential. You know what I mean? So we have I have the tendency, or had the tendency, to fall in love with the potential as opposed to the actual person and what they had to offer. So in turn, you know what I mean? Once that person is not in need of your help, you know what I mean? Because whatever the case may be, they got whatever you thought that you could fix. They already got all of those ducks in a row. That got their stuff in order. Then it does make you self-reflect and wonder if your worth in that relationship now, because you're so used to, oh yeah, I helped her with this, I got her to do this, now she's doing all of these great things, and that, you know, now you can look back at self and say, oh yeah, I did that. Yeah, that's almost like my work. You know what I mean? And you know, that's a saying it out loud is like just a messed up mentality to have, but nonetheless, it's what I was used to and what I enjoyed. And then you have to dig deep and figure out why that is. Why do you feel a need to get that feedback, and why do you feel a need to get that acknowledgement from people, not just in romantic relationships, right? Why do you feel a need to when you help somebody, you got to post about it? You know what I mean? Why do you feel the need to post about when you do something for a homeless person on the street, or all of these other things that you see people posting about? Now, is it just because you're sharing, or is it because you want people to feel, that, oh, Mike is a great dude. Look at all the stuff he does for people. Mike is a great. Let me pat him on the back. You know what I mean? You just have to. I feel like it's a fine line, and one that's necessary to figure out. Because if it's because of vanity or because of pride or anything like that, then you might want to 86 that.
So I would say it like this, man. I know that 2 points that you made. One about that cape and wanting to save people. I believe that people can be saved by accident. I can believe that, like, maybe it's not always your motives, your intention to get into and save someone. Maybe you don't pick someone, or maybe I didn't pick someone for a project or to try to save them. But just being a good-hearted person can be a form of like just being a light in that relationship for God. And some people can interpret that as like, man, you came into my life and you saved me. And I think that there's a purity and there's an innocence in that versus, like you said, when the effort is like all I'm good for is saving somebody, upgrading them somehow. Then those motives, you got to check that. But at the end of the day, we can't really tell people's motives off jump because our perspective is always coming through our interpretation. And I was going to say this, I always put this devil's advocate up for people who post about like giving people giving them the homeless money, doing nice things for people in public. It was those kind of videos that actually made me more generous. I was able to see how easy it was to do it. But going to your point, like the reason behind it, you know what I'm saying to you? And I feel like a lot of times I've seen people be villainized for posting about that stuff, even if they're innocent, because that's private. But it actually helped me to see how it just overcome the awkwardness in the moment, approach somebody and ask them what they need. So I appreciate those who endured all this criticism and condemnation and showed me like a template on how I could just go and just be a generous person or a loving person or doing these nice things for people. Like when Drake did that whole album about God's plan, like did people give him slack behind that? Some people did. So, I mean, at the end of the day, people going to have something to say, whether you do something or not. But I'm appreciative of those kind of people. Yeah.
I think I think with everything, it's the intention behind whatever it is that you're doing. Right. If you have that intention of, everybody's going to look at me and say, oh, what a wonderful job. Look at you. But if your heart is just really in this and you're just trying to make it public to see that people need help and you can be a vessel to help people, that's a completely different story. So I think it's really just all your intentions behind, every action that you do, really, not just, those things where you're showing on social media or where you're doing this, you're doing that. I think it's your intentions behind everything that you do.
It's like the helpful Honda people. Y'all seen the helpful Honda people?
For sure.
You ain't seen them? I like
with
the helpful
the
Honda
red polo
people.
shirts. Yeah.
They have
the blue
shirts, right?
Hey, get it together, homie. Mike think everything's red. But the helpful Honda people, like they do a good service, and it shows how simple it is. And sometimes it shows one of their commercials, the person was like, "Hey, thank you," and it just showed me like even people ain't really that grateful. Continue to do the good work.
That's a fact, man.
All right, who got the next one?
Let me see what we got in here.
While y'all doing that, see if any comments up here. That's what you bring to the table.
Dub, you got one?
Y'all got something?
Dub, you got one?
No, if you got one, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna hit it with this one.
Oh shoot!
Don't fall in love with someone who only sees you as a friend. Trust me, that shit hurts a lot.
One more time, man. One more time.
Don't fall in love with someone who only sees you as a friend. Trust me, that shit hurts a lot.
Have you been on both sides of that one, brother?
Yes, sir. Why, yes, I have. Funny you should ask.
Funny you should ask.
I feel like it's great to build that friendship or even to already have that friendship going into dating someone romantically. However, if that's all you see me as, like you don't see me as anything else. I mean, we've been going out, we've been hanging out, and there's no romantic interest in me whatsoever, then I need to dial something back here, because now I'm outpouring emotions and feelings that are not being reciprocated. And not saying that it'll never happen, but I'm just saying I may need to scale things back a little bit to protect myself. Is how I see it.
To protect what part of yourself, though? Is that protecting ego or protecting emotions?
For me, it would be protecting my heart, because I don't want to mess around and, we're hanging out and all of us this whole time I'm friend zoned to you. I'm in a straight friend zone, but every time I see you, every time I hang out with you, it's like, oh man, she's great, she's this, she's that. But I'm only your friend, but man, she's great. Yeah,
I got questions for y'all. What kind of advice or insight would y'all give someone who is in that position? They got crazy romantic feelings for someone and they're pursuing that, but that person is verbalized, they only see him as a friend.
Be the first person's friend.
I would say, you know what, if a person's telling you that they only see you as a friend, then trust whatever it is that they're telling you. If things change later on in the future and you're available at that time, then if you want to reconsider that, then reconsider. But in the point in time, you have to take people at what they say. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody's telling you, hey, I just see you as a friend, but you still have these feelings and emotions, and you still just holding on, you're doing a whole lot of damage to yourself. You're going around that person, you feeling certain things for them, and you have these high hopes, thinking that, okay, well, maybe this person will see me, maybe this person will see how great I am, maybe this, maybe that, but they keep on telling you, no, we just good, we good. You take them at their word. You know what I'm saying? You take them at their word and say, all right, cool, you good, we good, we can be friends, If by chance you lose out on somebody like that by pushing them to the friend zone, then that's your fault. If you're not ready, you know what I'm saying, at that point, like, there's different reasons why people are pushed in the friend zone. Sometimes you just don't see that person like that. Sometimes you may not be ready. Sometimes you may be considering certain things. It's a whole lot of things that happens when people are in the friend zone. So it's not just like, oh no, I don't see this person, I don't recognize who they are, I don't recognize their beauty, I don't recognize this, I don't recognize that. It's not saying that you don't recognize these things. It's just saying at that particular point in time, you know what I'm saying, you don't see him as anything more than a friend. Sometimes you just don't see him as anything more than a friend altogether. But for the other person that's on the end of that pole, no fact. The person that's on the end of the spectrum, if they're the one being told, hey, I only see you as a friend, or this all I have to give you right now, then you take them as a word and say, all right, we good.
I actually totally agree with what you're saying, Doug. But I do think I also think that it's something that we all four of us talk about all the time, is having those uncomfortable conversations. You have to have that uncomfortable conversation, but the counter to that is you have to be okay with whatever it is that the person says.
Yes.
Not fall in love with the thought of the possibility of it working. If a person tells you what they're telling you, it may not be, you may feel in your own self that it may not be the necessary truth. Take what the person says, deal with that accordingly, and move on. Even if that means you're not available when that person comes around, because you know in your mind, oh, they're gonna, or they wanna, or whatever you may feel. Take what the person says, deal with that, and continue to either have the friendship, but like Dub said earlier, sometimes you also have to take a time out from people. If you deal with what the person is saying or how they feel about you or don't feel about you, if you cannot deal with that, have the uncomfortable conversation and take the break. Don't do like some people and you just go ghost and, oh, well, I needed to deal with my feelings and I couldn't say anything to you at the time. Well, that makes me tell you why I really didn't want you, because you couldn't have an adult conversation with me and say, hey, this is how I feel and I need a little bit of space or time. These uncomfortable conversations that we have with people do so much more than hurt feelings or get an understanding. I was talking to somebody earlier and I said uncomfortable conversations are like flossing. Or you have to floss a relationship, because you can let that shit build up and then it's going to be bad for the entire mouth decay. Or you can floss it out, get to have those uncomfortable conversations and floss it out so it doesn't build up. So yeah, I definitely agree with what you're saying, Dub, and that's just what I'm saying.
Go ahead, Mike. I'll go after you, bro.
No, I just had well, you should probably go because I got a question for everybody based on this.
So I was honestly, I try to look at this from both sides. I've been interested in someone who only saw me as a friend, and sometimes it's easier said than done. You don't want to accept that they only see you as a friend. Sometimes they just need more time to see what I really bring, and sometimes they still hurt over their ex. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you're told to just be persistent because some people do have those testimonies of how they just stayed the path. If God said this was my person, I'm sticking with it. And I'm going to endure whatever this looks like. And I'm going to be able, I can manage them not liking me right now. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that play out for people. I'm not just looking at it from the side as someone who's interested in me and I only see them as a friend. So just being honest from both sides of it. I think that some people have a conviction and they have a settled heart about who they want. And I'm not so quick to say, just give up on that. I am quick to say, ask God, what's the strategy here? I think that that's a very important approach to it, because if you have confirmation and you have a word and you have the vision, I think that anything that God sends you, any kind of journey he sends you on, he'll protect you if you just follow his path. Because sometimes it's that step of faith that will begin to help that person see what you see. If it's something from God, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know he's not the author of confusion. So, I know I've had people propose to me. I've had women propose to me before Mike gets funny. I've had women propose to me a few times, because the feeling wasn't mutual. At one time I did like one of them, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't mutual. But I can respect that level of courage and I can respect that conviction. But the other stuff, if you got into it for your feelings and now you're trying to respond to it through your feelings, I feel like you're missing a bigger picture. So that's all I was going to add to it.
So I guess my question is, or have you guys ever been in a situation where you are the person that has, caused some serious feelings for this woman, and she's basically saying, no, I only see you as a friend. Is it okay? I know the answer, but do you guys think it's okay?
Grade. Tiffany was in 6th grade.
Wow. Okay. Okay. All right. I see you. The 6th grade.
Tell me, when will I see you smile again? No.
Nah.
Okay. Sorry, Mike.
So the question is, do you think it's okay to look? I know you want me to just be your friend, but I'm at the point, for me, I cannot do that. I cannot be your friend. So, I just have to bow out. I'm not saying I can never be your friend, but the feelings I have for you right now, they're not just on the friendship level. So I'm sorry. I know you want me to be your friend, but it's just something I can't do. Is that a conversation that should be had, or is it that, if you want to get to know me, you're supposed to be my friend first anyway. So what's the problem type of thing?
Repeat that one more time. Wait, one more time. Say it one more time.
The second part or all of it? First part is, so you like this woman, you really feeling her. She's telling you, basically friend zoning you. So you're like, okay, well, I can't just be your friend. My feelings for you have grown past that already. So I'm going to have to remove myself from this relationship, even as a friend. I can't do none of it. Or should it be, I'll be your friend because regardless of anything, I still feel like you're a great person. So I'll still be your friend. Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
That's what I was talking about, though, that uncomfortable conversation. But in that uncomfortable conversation, the second uncomfortable conversation you have to have is within yourself. You have to be honest with yourself and say, hey, can I accept this? Because what comes with this may be another dude around, maybe, some type of different measure of relationship because you've already expressed how you feel about this person. So there are certain things that you have to decipher within your own self in regards to what the play is going to be afterwards. And if you can't, don't try to do something that you don't have the capability of doing.
That's it right there. That's it right there. I like that.
If you can watch this person, love them the same way, but still see them with somebody else, I feel like that kind of helps you to see, like, where is your love? Because maybe it's not that you love them. Maybe it's that you want to own them. Maybe there's more of a possessiveness there. And I'm not saying that that's always the case, but a lot of times that has been the story where I come from. They want you for themselves. And there's more of a ego-driven possession than it is like, I have a great love for you. And I think that we will be great together. Go ahead, Dub.
So I was gonna say, I was on
Damn.
the.
I was just putting that up.
God, sorry, Dub, but
Oh, it's all
golly,
good.
wow. Yes, yes,
Yes, that's exactly
yes,
what I thought about. Exactly
yes.
what I
Dub,
thought
wait,
about.
wait, Dub, before you finish that, because I just wanted to say that I think I used to want to own Kiana. When I was younger and immature and insecure, I wanted to own Kiana. What I realized is how much I loved her as the person that she is when I
Yeah,
was able to build this relationship with Johnny, and Johnny looks like me.
yeah.
Or you look like Johnny.
I'm older than Johnny.
Okay, my bad.
So she got the younger, she got the Carrie 2.0,
She got the
the younger,
redo.
faster version.
If I could only catch him before he got stupid at 40.
She got the Southern version.
Hey, I want to be the Southern version of me. Go ahead, Dub.
I was just gonna say, I've been on that end of being friend zone a couple times, and being on that end of being friend zoned, I had to say, obviously had those uncomfortable conversations, and that was me bringing up the conversation. Like, look, what's up? You know what I'm saying? What's happening here? And the narrative that I was given before it got to that point was a false narrative. You know what I'm saying? That person wasn't available like she said she was. And then it turned out, we end up, dating and blah, 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 whatever have you. And then I end up getting pushed to the friend zone after we had already started dating. And then I became that guy that, I'm just like, all right, well, whatever it is, what it is, you know what I'm saying? This is how you see me. You don't see me this way, whatever it is, what it is. Then I became that guy that she ended up talking to about the new dude. But the thing is, she talked to me about the problems that the new dude was bringing.
Hmm.
So it's like, wait a minute, things were going good between us. You friends on me for this new dude. I said, all right, cool. We could be friends. We straight, whatever. Now you talk to me about the new dude and the issues that he have and why you're crying over this new dude and how y'all can't be together. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, I had to say, okay, you know what? Everybody's entitled, just like we always had that conversation, Donnie, about, what I'm saying, stadiums, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
just, you know, sometimes you're in a person's life and you're just in the wrong role.
And
And if my role was not to be that person for her, if no matter what it is, how it was playing out, how I could have been that person for her, whatever the case may be, if she chose not to put me in that role of being that person for her, then if I chose to stay in her life as a friend, as a different role, if I want to take another job, that was up to me. I was cool taking another job because I'm like, okay, you know what? I keep my eyes open. If it's not for me, it's not for me. I don't want to have to work too hard for something that's for me. I don't want to have to spend my life trying to force a person to see who I am. You know what I mean? If you can't see who I am off of me showing you, I shouldn't have to keep on jumping through hoops and doing all this other kind of stuff for you to see who I am. So with that being the case, I'm like, okay, you know what? I would be more miserable trying to prove to you who I am versus you opening up your eyes to see who I am for yourself, right? There's certain things, yeah, people are not going to always see your qualities off top because there's certain situations that you have to go through so people can see certain situations. Like if you've never seen how somebody deal with death, you're never going to know. If you never seen how somebody deal with Christmas and Thanksgiving and all these birthdays and all this kind of stuff, you never know. So you only going based off of the season that you see these people in. So yeah, I do agree that there's certain things there's time that you need to give for somebody to see exactly who you are in these different seasons of your life. But that's a difference between having to force somebody to see who I am versus somebody naturally seeing who I am and they say, okay, you know what? I see who you are because I'm looking and I see who you are versus me trying to say, hey, look at me. This is who I am.
so I want to say this real quick to that because I know I believe that everybody is looking for like certain indicators when it comes to like a partner, right? And oftentimes, like you said, if you haven't seen nobody deal with death, you don't know how they deal with death. Sometimes you can be showing people like you and your fun and how you are in the gym and how you are on a movie date and whatnot. But sometimes the indicator that people are looking for, a situation hasn't even arose yet for you to be seen in that arena. And I say that's true for me because honestly, like you don't really, it's something about when I disagree with a woman and how she interacts in that environment, that really helps me see who I believe she really is. That's a verification for me. So until I've seen us have an honest, genuine, sincere disagreement, I don't really know you the way that I feel like I need to know you to choose you. And so I feel like sometimes it takes time for a situation like that to arise, for that person to be like, okay, this is how I'm going to really know. Go ahead, Mike.
That's
No, I was going to say.
What you say?
The what?
I was saying that's a part of the data we're collecting.
And then sometimes that takes time.
Yeah. And what's so crazy is a lot of times we'll think like, oh man, I'm showing her this, I'm showing her that, but that ain't what she's looking for. To see if you legit for her. That's not you trying to show her, oh yeah, I can pay for this, or I can take you here, or I'm a fun guy, or I can make you laugh. But all along she looking for something completely different.
And I feel
that's why it's important to just be yourself.
But exactly, and that's why I said forcing somebody to see, hey, look at me. Yeah. If you're being your natural self, if you have to be uncomfortable to show her who you are, I don't feel like you have to just do jumping jacks and hey, look at me. And now I'm uncomfortable this whole time because I'm trying to figure out whatever that is that's gonna spark you to see me. Right? If I'm trying to jump through hoops and just, hey, look at me. Let me set myself on fire. Let me do this so I can set a spark for you to actually see me. Now I'm uncomfortable the whole time. Now I'm miserable. Now I'm feeling these feelings because I feel like that I care about you, that I want you to see me. But no matter what I do, you're not seeing me. I'm going to have to just sit back and just say, okay, you know what? If she sees me, she sees me. Me being natural, me being who I am, me being, responsive to whatever situation comes up, how I naturally respond to it. Because see, the thing is, if you do something like that, trying to, hey, look at me, for her to see you, you're gonna spend your whole life look at me, even once you get her.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I lived that for 4 years. Each of you know that was my trying to make someone see me for something that they wanted, not who I was. I was doing things for the benefit of the relationship. And then I realized I wasn't doing things for the benefit of the relationship. I was doing things for the benefit of her.
Yep.
Right.
So that let me ask you guys a question though. Have you ever been in a situation where you've been friend zoned and you take the friend zone, you're fine with it, but then someone close to the one that friend zoned you said,
"Oh, yes, sir.
That's an okay. I like your friend."
Sir.
Huh?
Wait, can you please repeat that? I missed it. I'm sorry.
That's a good one.
Answer is yes.
Ever been in a situation where the young lady friend zone you and you go, okay, that's cool. I'm still going to be your friend. And then one of her friends says, well, hello, Donovan. How are you?
That made me uncomfortable, but I understand the direction. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I'm fine. I was gonna say this, man. Something that I heard before my computer started tripping about Dub was saying about those jumping jacks. I do believe that if that's what you feel like you're doing, trying to be seen and doing those jumping jacks, you got to check your motives. Because honestly, if you just dare, this is something that me and Dub have talked about before, me and Carrie as well, is about if the person loves you or they just love the idea of us. If me and you can't be together, then my feelings about you change and my support changes and my hopes and prayers for you changes because we're not together. But if you love me, you know what I'm saying? This is getting away from what you want from me and what you feel like we could have together. If you just love me sincerely because you think I'm a dope individual, then it's going to show in your behavior. And you trying to prove, I can see the innocence in it, but I feel like all of us need to make sure we check that in our heart, that that's not what we're doing, because that's rooted in the issue that we need to address within ourselves.
Absolutely.
I want to see. Hold on, before we get to that, I want to say one thing in regards to that. It's even talking about the uncomfortable conversations. Sometimes when you have these uncomfortable conversations, both parties have to be able to add something to the conversation, right? Meaning you can't just say how you feel, and then when the other person's time for them to speak, you don't give that person an opportunity to speak.
Say it again.
Because you want whatever it is that you have to say to be the overruling thing to say, oh, well, whatever. This is just how I am. And yeah, I need somebody who thinks just like me and blah, blah, blah. Don't tell me that you care about me. Don't tell me that you want to be with me. Don't tell me that your heart is with me. You know what I'm saying? You having a problem between your mind and your heart. Your heart is with me, but your mind said it can't work. When you can't then give me the common courtesy and decency to have a conversation and hear what I have to say about it. If you're going to have a hard conversation, if you're going to have one of these conversations, have the conversation, be willing to say whatever it is that you want to say, but also take the time to shut the fuck up and listen to what somebody else has to say also.
Like Carrie say, sometimes people not ready for those conversations that they're asking for. And when I say ready, not ready to hear, but ready to be able to process it, to have you process it, to have your emotions and your mentality in check to where you can say, okay, even if we don't come to an agreement, we just really here to hear each other out.
Exactly.
And neither one of us, we don't have to solve anything. We don't have to agree on anything. We're just here to hear each other out, go to our respective corners, and then see what we're going to do from there.
You know, I tell people, oh, go ahead.
You got it. You on the road.
I was just going to say, I tell people all the time, look, you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to change your ways, change your thought process. Just listen to me. Just hear what I have to say. Give me the respect of being able to say whatever it is that I have to say. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not trying to force you to change your mind. I'm not trying to make you change your ways, your thoughts, your patterns, of anything. Just give me the respect of hearing what I have to say, period.
Go ahead, Mike. I know you have something, man. Go ahead.
No. Go.
I was about to say, when you get to a place where you like really respectfully want to hear where somebody's coming from, I feel like that's how you know within yourself that you really love somebody. When you want to hear, not when you tolerate what they're saying, not when you're like, okay, I'll listen, but like when you ask, like, how are you feeling about this? Tell me. I feel like those are indicators that, man, like you've gotten into this really sincere and pure place with this person or view towards this person. You know what I'm saying? But when that mutual respect has to be forced,
I feel like as men, and I'm not saying women are not, but I feel like especially as men, we're more keen to the respect factor in relationships. So when we get that kind of type of respect that Dub is talking about, like it ain't too much we won't do for our woman if we feel like they respect us. And I feel like sometimes women don't get that. It's not about, you know what I mean? Oh, I bought him a pair of new J's or I did this for him. If we could just have the conversations like we were just talking about and really feel like, man, even if she don't get it, she's trying to at least listen to where I'm coming from and see my point of view with things. Man, that shit is so dope. Like, take my money, take my check.
and this goes back to those indicators that some people are looking for. Like, until I see us in this kind of environment, because it's like with me, man, I'm surrounded by amazing people, men and women. You know what I'm saying to you? So sometimes people come into my life and they'll be like, oh, I'm doing this and doing that. And my response is that I'm used to that. I have people in my life that genuinely, sincerely love me. And you're coming from a place to where I don't do this for everybody. I'm like, well, shit, everybody that's around me, we do this for each other. So I don't want to devalue what you're doing. But I also want you to know at the same time, this is normal for me. Yeah. But then you can still appreciate. I'm like, all right, man, listen. You know, this may not work out. You know what I'm saying to you? Because if you're doing this to earn points, then you playing a game.
Because like you said, this is what we get. Right, exactly. And like you said, that's perfect. You hit the nail on the head, Donnie. What you said, especially when you're already rooted and grounded in that type of environment, you can't score no points because this is how we live. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, great, you did this, great, you did that, but my brothers and my sisters and my girl and this is the stuff that I get on a daily basis. So I'm sorry, nah.
Like, I appreciate it, but
that's what I'm about to say. You ever meet people where it's like they want you to be ecstatic about something that people do for you on the regular, and you're like, thank you.
I'm working on that, man.
Like, thank you, but you want me to react a certain kind of way with something.
Right,
like,
that's it. Like, are you doing this for my reaction, or are you doing it because you want to do it for me?
Facts.
If you're doing this for my reaction, I'm sorry, you're not gonna be happy.
Now I'm gonna give you guys something from the other side of the spectrum. What if it's people? Listen, hey, I don't want to know where your mind was going, what spectrum you was thinking about. But what I was gonna say is people expect you to fit in the same box as everybody. Well, everybody else does this, so why can't you do this also? Like, first off, why do you want me to be like everybody else? Well, I'm used to this and I'm used to that and blah, blah, blah. If everybody else is doing it for you, why do you need that from me also? Why do I have to? Right. Why do I have to conform to fit what everybody else is doing? Especially if it's in those situations where you saying, well, everybody else done this for me, then how come you aren't with those everybody else's?
Ooh,
How come you're
agree with
looking
me.
at me? You know what I mean? You want to put me in this box and try to compare me to everybody else, where everybody else did this and I never had an issue with this and never had an issue with that. So fine. So if we're in the comparison stage, how come you're not with those people? How come, you know what I'm saying, whether it be friendship, whether it be relationship, whether it be blood, family, whatever, how come you're still not interacting with these people?
Because they married. I thought we was gonna be honest on the show. My bad.
Be honest.
My
We're
bad.
honest.
God.
Huh?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
You gotta be quicker than that.
Just one time in business.
I mean, you asked a legitimate question. There's people out there that are taken that you like. Dang it! Like
that you still try to.
Wow. No, that I'm not you still trying to, but I have those thoughts sometimes. I've had those before in my past. I know people have had them thoughts about me. Let me tell you what happened at church. We ain't got to talk about that. Never mind.
So listen. So listen. Did you have the opportunity to get them before they got married?
I did. I messed up.
Oh, okay.
But see, there it is. There's the uncomfortable conversation that he had with himself that says, "Hey, I fumbled."
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm good with it. Dang, is it really that time?
Hey, I fumbled. Halftime. That was nice.
You see that, huh?
That was nice.
It was an accident, but I'm glad you caught it.
Listen, huh?
Man.
Oh, wait.
All right. Well, we know what time it is. Mike Dizzle.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you guys so far for tuning in with us for this first hour.
Don't you talk to my kids like that. Huh?
Wow. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you aren't following our social, not yet, Donnie. We gonna get to your part soon enough.
My bad.
Damn.
You got it.
Please follow our socials on Instagram. Maybe this will help podcast. Also YouTube. Maybe this will help the podcast. Please like, share, follow, repost, reshare, tag a friend. First half is we go through the memes, stuff we see throughout the week or stuff that you guys send us, and we talk about that. Second half is videos we go through, again, things that we've seen or things that you guys have sent us, either to our maybe this will help the podcast at Gmail or to one of our socials. By the way, we do see all of the memes and things that you guys send us on Instagram and stuff, so we try to filter those in as well as the things that we see. So don't think that we're ignoring y'all or we don't think that they're good. It's all good. We'll get to them eventually. Donnie, take it away.
And here we go. It's that time of the show where we give you an opportunity to put your money where your mouth is. No, that's not how we want to ask for it. Listen, you have not because you asked not. We're going to give you an opportunity to be a part. Because we ain't going to let you on the show, we will let your money into our accounts. I feel like I'm not doing a good job tonight. I feel like I'm losing them. No, really though, look, if you guys love what we're doing and you want to donate to the cause, we have a Cash App. You can hit us up on $ maybe this will help, $ maybe this will help. Whatever you send will help us stay online. It'll help us continue to share on these platforms. You guys know that Facebook might be shutting down podcast soon, so we're looking for other avenues and other ways to continue to get this content out there. We appreciate you guys partnering with us, sharing and commenting, but there's also other things we're trying to do, and those things take money, like staying on the internet. So if you want to donate, you can go to $ maybe this will help. If you don't have Cash App, you can go to maybe this will help the podcast at Gmail. We'll let you know how to get to us on Venmo and Apple.
I don't know what's happening anymore. Church said, "Come as you are." She's here. I don't know. Listen, and also thank you for those that have donated, those that love gifts and sent everything that you felt you wanted to send. We thank you and we appreciate it. And just know it's going towards the things that we're telling you is going towards. We're not just out here buying.
We're not just out here. Yeah, we're not just out here. So if you want to help us buy some more baby oil, you can go to $ maybe this. We have to go to the second part of the show. We have to go to the second part. So we're gonna lose some. We're gonna lose some listeners. Make sure y'all tag somebody. Make sure y'all tag somebody who needs to listen into the second part of the show that maybe it might help, or make sure you're sharing it. Just put the share button on your Facebook page or your YouTube, and we're about to get into the second half. Fellas, y'all ready?
Let's do it.
All right, let's get started. Oh, let's do this right here.
All the women and men talking about, I don't need a significant other. I mean, I want one, but I don't need one. It's power in your words, yo. I need a wife. I ain't got no ego, no pride when it comes to that, bro. I need a partner. I need someone to share with. I need someone to confide with. I need someone to build with. I need someone to give all this love I have bottled up inside to me. I need someone to share life with. I need someone to have a child with. I need someone to turn a house into a home. That's not a want of mine. For me to call this desire I have to find a wife a want is minimizing how much I desire it. And when you get in that partnership, y'all need each other. You need to be able to trust him. He needs to be able to trust y'all. So to say, I don't need a man, I want a man, I don't need a man. Come on, man.
Are we supposed to discuss this?
Yes, that's the show. We play a video. I know it's been a minute, but then we're gonna have a discussion about what the video.
I just thought that was the truth. My bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got some feedback. I saw that.
I agree.
He seems really needy. That's what Monique said. How many of y'all women got scared away from that video? Oh, brother.
Responsibility is coming.
Oh, man. Wow. Needy Nick is wearing me out.
Jeez.
Should we be laughing? I don't know, man. Mike?
I want to say, you know what's odd about that is that, yes, we're laughing and it's funny, but it almost feels like when a man says what he needs and needs from a woman, that then it becomes, now we're needy and now we need too much and we want too much. But you want these same desires. You want to be treated as the prize. You want to be given the things that it is that you need, but the things that we need sometimes are downplayed and are not giving the opportunity for us to be vulnerable and actually say to you what it is that we need, because we feel like sometimes we may be judged behind it. The character of our manhood may be judged or challenged behind something that you may not feel is necessary or needed because you didn't meet someone prior to me that needed these types of things, or you didn't experience this from your father who didn't need things from your mother, or these type of things that you're not used to. Then it becomes me with the issue, or I become needy because I'm having this conversation with you as my partner to fulfill what it is a partner is supposed to fulfill. If this is the conversation that we've had about what your responsibility is or what my responsibility is as a partner. I feel like when someone tells you what it is that they need, sometimes it's for you, all the time, it's for you to listen. And if you can't apply it, have the conversation. If you can't apply it, listen, because it's an individual need. It's not a mass need. What Donnie needs is not what Errol needs. What Mike needs is not what Carrie needs. So listening to your partner, the ability to not be judged in what you're saying is big for men. Well, at least for the men that I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and agree with it. Solid. I also agree with this though. Well, I'm sorry, not that one. This one said y'all can have needs too and be vulnerable. That's welcome, but please need God first. I like that.
I'm gonna tell you what I need.
Let's hear it. My God.
Hey, dog,
my God.
Hey, I'm gonna need you to shut up sometimes and fix me a sandwich.
Wow. He took that thing full circle.
This is the hungriest man.
That was full circle.
Wow. from 7 days ago. This brother ain't had he ain't had that sandwich yet.
Hey,
ain't nobody made this brother a sandwich yet, or at least not one that he
wanted. You know what, man? I think I think everybody has different needs at different times. Like you may need something one day, then your needs are going to change. I think the whole I think the whole thing is just being able to adapt and be willing to try to listen and try to meet that person's needs, because it's going to be sometimes you can't meet their needs, but as long as you give a good effort, you know what I'm saying, on whatever it is, because like I said, people's needs change all the time. You know, what I need today may not be what I need tomorrow. What I need tomorrow morning may not be what I need tomorrow evening. You know what I mean? But I think being with the person, it's about your willingness to try to meet that person's needs.
That's a fact.
All right, that sounds evolved from last week, man. Yeah.
That's a fact.
I still need her to cook for me and make me a damn sandwich.
I understand.
And not too much lip while she doing it.
Right.
So, Wassum possum, y'all better feed this man.
Right.
I say it like this, man. I appreciate. Oh, hold on, Dr. DC. There's a negative connotation to the word need. I feel like the word need kind of alludes to the fact that I'm exposed and I have insufficiencies, or I have insecurities, or I'm not complete, or I'm not whole, and I'm not sure if that's accurate. I believe that when people express what they need, like in my book, Before the I Do, I put in there that it's nothing wrong with wanting and needing someone. DJ Devious didn't Brian McKnight say that there would never come a day you'll ever hear me say that I want or need to be without you? He said both, you know, and I think that there's something transparent about that and something vulnerable about that, which doesn't denote what a lot of people think it's saying. But if Needy Nick is getting on your nerves the way he expressed it, then that's great, because you don't have to front and act like you like that. Because sometimes one person can say it and another person can say the exact same thing, and you love it when they say it because you didn't want that person anyway. Oftentimes it's not what's being said, it's who it's coming from. You know what I'm saying? There's certain people I don't want to need me for anything. And there's certain people I wish they would need me. I'd show up.
You know what's crazy to me?
Show up.
Like Brian McKnight said that, but then when you listen to Bishop Sugar Free, he says, "I want you, but I really don't need you."
He was saying that when he was in jail, though. He was that morning sex was getting to him.
I feel like the word need has a negative. Yeah. Wow. Jesus.
Wow.
Cover your ears, son. Yeah,
wow.
Uncle's going wild over here. Uncle's going wild.
They said morning sex is great everywhere but in jail. Huh?
Wow. I feel like the word need has a negative connotation because that's what we've given it. I don't think that the word need is a negative word. I just think that people have given it that negative connotation.
Just 4 letters. We have to give it that. Yeah.
It's a lot of 4-letter words that could be there beside.
Give me 2 of them, Doug. Give me 2 of them. Bro.
one is true.
No, don't ask that question.
I think he'll figure out how to spell sandwich for 4 letters.
Sandwich.
Oh
man. Yeah, but would you guys be willing to, on the level that this brother shared on his video, express that you need a woman to that degree? Would you guys even be willing? Is that even in your perceivable potential to say and confess that ever to a woman?
I'm looking forward to the day where I have the ability to do so.
The ability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The ability requires to have a matched partner to be able to express those feelings.
Are you saying someone that'll bring that up out of you, or are you just saying like, oh, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'll say this: if ever a time came that I felt like that, those words need to come out of my mouth. I don't have a problem saying or expressing whatever it is that's on my mind. I can't say in my mind as of this point that I will ever say that I need somebody. It's always a desire to have somebody. And that I can honestly and truthfully say out of my mouth and out of my mind and out of my heart right now. And that's only coming from a place of my thought process of the word need. So I've been taking care of myself for a long time now. So for me to say I need somebody is denoting that I can't do it without them.
Let me ask you a question, bro.
That's how I see
You
it too.
you were engaged to get married.
Right.
Had you ever expressed to her that you needed her?
No.
Okay.
No.
How did you know you wanted to marry her then?
It was just a decision that I was making at that time. It was a decision that I felt like it was the right decision, the right thing that I had love for.
It's a damn good sandwich.
My thought, and the cool part about it is she didn't make my damn sandwich.
That's why it didn't happen. See, now we get to the root of it.
That was right there.
There
Exactly.
it is, brother.
Exactly.
Who needs therapy? This is therapy.
Oh man.
But seriously though, I mean, and I can say that from a place where I'm at right now. I've had people very close to me all of a sudden not in my life for whatever reason, whether that's death, whether that's this, whatever it is, that person's just not out of my life no more. So to denote the fact that I need somebody is saying that I can't go without them, right? I can go without them. Would I prefer them to be there? Would I prefer to have a life? Would I prefer life to be easier because I have a partner? Absolutely. Gotcha. But to say that I need that person, out of my mouth right now, out of my heart, out of my mind, I can't say that I need. I can say that I want. I can say that I have a strong desire, but I can't say I need.
We got Donna. I think it's her first time here, but we got two fellas on here who have been married before. One fella that's been engaged, and another one that's playing freeze tag. So that pretty much sums up our panel for the evening.
Not freeze tag.
You fellas have anything else? Man.
Yeah, not tag. You're it. Sheesh.
God, where did you get freeze tag from, sir?
On the playground, that's when I seen us. Aisha, you are the girl that I never had. I want to get to know you better. Aisha. Right. We got another video, man. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
You got one, bro?
Yeah, I saw it earlier.
Go for it.
One thing about men is that what we're looking for is intimacy. Literally someone who knows us inside and out and loves us anyway. But if you never reveal who you really are, you can never, ever have intimacy.
Amen to that.
You understand what I mean? Man. You can't. It's impossible. Because you have to know who you are. But the game is not to share who you are. So you can have sex all day. Lots of sex. Because that's still part of the image. But it doesn't have anything to do with intimacy.
Play that again.
Devil's advocates on the way.
Yeah, play.
One thing about men is that what we're looking for is intimacy. Literally someone who knows us inside and out and loves us anyway. But if you never reveal who you really are, you can never, ever have intimacy.
Amen to that.
You understand what I mean? Man. You can't. It's impossible. Because you have to know who you are. But the game is not to share who you are. So you can have sex all day. Lots of sex. Because that's still part of the image. But it doesn't have anything to do with intimacy.
I'll start this one off. I'm gonna have to agree with that. Especially being in the relationship I am now, where I feel like, you know what I mean. You've seen my the ugly side of the card, and you're seeing the great side of the card. You know what I mean. And the fact that you still decided to stick around after you've seen the ugly speaks volumes, because I haven't been able to show everybody that ugly side. Some of the relationships I've been in, all you've got to see was the nice guy. You haven't got to see the meltdowns and the before therapy happened, and the you know the thoughts of suicide, and the you know thoughts of not being a good day. Like all of that you've never seen. You just seen the cool, calm, collected Mike D, but you ain't never got to see what the person I would now got to see. And that person was like, you know what, I see that, and I'm still here. So now what? Now what do we do?
I agree with that, because I was thinking in the process of it, if there are levels to intimacy that are reached, you can have intimate moments with individuals, but there's a cap. And until you, I feel what Terry was saying was that until you completely open up to someone, there are certain levels you can't reach. I don't agree with him saying, you know, this is the only time you can experience intimacy. I believe that there's just different levels of intimacy. And the more you open yourself up to a person, the higher the ability can be reached. The higher ability of openness or intimacy can be reached.
All right. I like the video. I take it away from just romantic. I take it even to like in our brotherhood. Like intimacy is divine in nature. I don't believe it was created on this earth, and I believe that intimacy is what each human being is craving. And I believe that when we feel intimacy, it gives us a reminder that we all belong to each other. We're just one. We're one race. We're one creation from God, and it's something about knowing that you have this oneness that enlightens you, one, within yourself, but two, makes you more responsible with how you live on this planet. What was that, Carrie?
No, I was trying to read something. I'm sorry. I was reading one of the comments.
And I think that for me, when I when I think about this whole needing and intimacy thing, just thinking about stuff I share with y'all, even recently, stuff I shared with y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's something about that freedom I experienced from being accepted and received in that environment. But you ever been in a situation where you opened yourself up vulnerably, and I'll say to the wrong person, and they want so much from you, and they want more from you and more with you, but can't even handle the smallest exposure, like with some sort of sanity and stability. And I try my best not to make that the norm and make me apprehensive in other environments. But I have to be honest and say sometimes it does stick with me and make me hesitant to open myself up. I've experienced it at church. I've experienced it in relationships. I've experienced it at work. But in spite of all that, I think the encouragement I'm even giving myself tonight is to don't give up on intimacy, which means don't give up on being vulnerable and transparent, regardless of who hasn't been able to receive it well or who took advantage or abused it or used it as a weapon back against you, because not everybody is like that. And I do believe that intimacy is something I do crave more of.
So for me, there's two things I want to highlight. This first, when she said intimacy, I like that because that's something that I've always said when it comes to intimacy. See into me, look at me, right? And don't just look at my appearance, see into me. But for me, I think it's like a two-edged, a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? I don't think it's one of those things like you always see these posts, oh, sex is not what we crave. We actually crave intimacy. Bullshit. When I want sex, I want sex. You know, everybody is not that same thing of just, you know, oh, I just want to be close. I just want to be held. I just want to be touched. No, because I don't. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times I don't want to be touched. I don't want to be held. I don't want to be around people. So as far as like that intimacy thing, you know what I'm saying? It's not like for him to say, you know, what men actually want. No, that's not true. Everybody is different in every single area of their life. Sometimes you want to be closer to people. Sometimes you want a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, vulnerability. Sometimes you just want people to leave you the fuck alone. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you want a hug. Sometimes you want to stiff arm people, like back up. You know what I mean? So to make a general statement saying, oh, well, you know what I'm saying, men want this intimacy and they want to feel blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I do want you to accept me. You know what I'm saying? But part of accepting me is knowing that, like, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, we cool and all, you know what I'm saying? But right now I just need to, you know what I'm saying, just breathe. Just give me some time to breathe. Give me some time to just be me without me having to tell you, hey, look, babe, you kind of pissing me off right now, or I really don't feel like talking right now, so can you please just give me some space? Part of me is just accepting me for who I am. Doesn't always mean that we have to just be passionate. We have to be intimate. We have to be this. We have to be that. You know what I mean? So I think for me, it's one of those double-edged swords. Like I definitely want you to see me. I definitely want you to accept me for who I am. I definitely want to be able to be vulnerable. I definitely want to be able to be truthful and you accept whatever it is that I have to say and not be drugged through the ringer anytime I say anything, or not just get so caught up in your feelings or your emotions. When you ask me a question, I tell you my truth. Whatever it is, if you ask me something, I'm gonna tell you directly how I feel or what I think about it.
Let me tell you this, man. I've been this when you said that, on the opposite side of that. I've experienced that level of like receiving and like comfort and care when I've been vulnerable. And I'll tell you, man, it's honestly made me look at women real different. Like I wasn't really interested in you like that, but right now, because this feeling is so rare, it made me value you in a different way. And that goes back to sometimes you have to see people in a situation. I want to make love. Sorry, you can't just put stuff up that while I'm talking because it makes me want to sing the song. It's the knowing me that causes a desire for other. All right, let me not lose my track of thought. What Dub was saying about those environments, how important they are. I think if people understood what was at stake when a person was being vulnerable with you, if you really understood what was being done at that moment, you might approach it differently. Mm-hmm. If you really understood this was not an opportunity for you to tell me how different you feel from me, if you knew this was not an opportunity for you to downplay what I'm saying so that you can put your point of your perspective above mine. Mm-hmm. And this is vice versa for me. When people are being vulnerable with me, if you understood how powerful it would be just to listen and hear and just make eye contact. But I don't think people really understand what those moments really entail. I don't think a lot of people understand that those are pivotal moments. You ever had a guy be vulnerable with you and all of a sudden after that you feel distance? I can probably say it goes back to how you handled that moment. Mm-hmm. And he probably won't speak on it because speaking is what made him feel like this person ain't gonna really hear me, listen, or embrace me. But if you ever have a guy that you feel like, man, he started applying pressure and he's calling and wanting to go out and stuff, oftentimes you can trace that back to a moment he was vulnerable with you and how you handled it. Yep. Go ahead.
Remember like old girl that said she said what she said that time and she said to you, I never heard from your brother again?
Damn. Yep.
Wow.
Those moments those are game changers.
Absolutely. Absolutely, fella. Who got the next one?
All right. Y'all ready for it?
Let's get it.
In the same vein? Oh, Mike, you looking for something?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. My bad.
Oh, I got something.
Okay.
I don't even know.
Went down, go to sleep. Tomorrow, take you back downtown. We'll be doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. I represent Queen. She was raised out in Brooklyn. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. I represent Queen. She was raised out in Brooklyn. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it and doing it.
I like kind of paid attention halfway through.
You what?
I paid attention to it halfway through.
So that means
I didn't really see what the hell he was talking about.
Does that mean you need to play it again or you just comment on what you saw?
No, play it again.
I like the way the F went down. Go to sleep. Tomorrow, take you back downtown. We'll be doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. I represent Queen. She was raised out in Brooklyn. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. I represent Queen. She was raised out in Brooklyn. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it and doing it.
Okay.
So
where y'all at?
I'm gonna say this. I feel like the points that were touched on are great, and I agree with them. But when I started dating at 18, 19 years old, I didn't know to ask any of these questions. So yeah, as an adult, 100% great. You should look into that kind of stuff. But if I'm dating at 19 years old, I don't know to ask about this other 18 years old childhood. And
I bet you Denham will know.
Yeah, but yeah, he will.
I bet you he gonna know.
Because
right, 100%. But I'm just saying, speaking for me personally, I didn't know to do these things. I didn't know to ask these very important questions because I was just trying to see what you was talking about. Oh, you're nice. You're pretty. We get along. We got the same interests. Those are the kind of things at 18, 17, 16 even that I was interested in. I didn't really care if she had daddy issues or mommy issues or self-image issues. Go ahead,
Isn't that the reason why we are doing the work at this point? Isn't that the reason why we are trying to find out what our trauma has been so that it does not affect not only relationships that we get in, but our children, so that our
100%.
children know that these are the things you need to process at 18, 19 years old.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
if we knew this then we would have been able to apply it then, not only for ourselves, but for the individuals in which we're trying to build something with. So
Yeah.
I definitely agree with what you're saying because we didn't, but I think that that's something that we all should be holding ourselves accountable for, even
Yep.
including, you know what I'm saying, Donnie and Dub, who have nieces and nephews that they are, you know, mentoring and showing the way. Because again, when you're doing the work, you're helping people understand that this work ain't easy. That's why a lot of people don't do the work, because you have to accept and deal with some things that you may not be ready to deal with, or even desire to deal with, or even have the tools to be able to deal with. Either way, I do believe that that is something that we do now, which is a great thing. That, yes, Donnie is absolutely right. Denim, CJ will not be in that category of, because we know how much it hurt us by not doing the work earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I'll say to that is, first off, you have to take a look at yourself and see if you need to do any work. Secondly, you have to figure out what it is that you're looking for. Are you looking for that long term, or are you just looking for chemistry right now? Are you looking for a good time right now, or are you looking for long term? Not everybody is looking for long term. Not everybody wants long term. You know what I'm saying? So if you're at a point where you just want chemistry because you just want a good time with somebody, then that's what you're searching for. The thing is, you have to figure out, number one, where you're at. Number two, what do you want? If you don't know where you're at and you don't know what you want, I don't give a damn what kind of questions you can ask somebody else. If you don't even know where you at and what you want, it's not going to make a difference where they at. So I think that's the most important part. Secondly, asking those questions could be fine, but how, once you ask those questions, are you willing to stick it out if that person still has work to do? Or are you just going to say, oh, absolutely not, you're not there yet, so
but that should be okay too, though. That should be okay too.
Both should be okay. Yeah,
it should be okay. You know what I'm saying? You have the right to do and say whatever, but upon asking those questions, are you asking those questions because you want to help somebody get through to where they're trying to be? Once again, you may want somebody to get to somewhere that they don't even want to be.
Facts.
Because it's something about that person that you see, oh, that person is nice, that person is beautiful, that person got this, that person got that. So you want this person to get somewhere where they don't even want to be. Right?
I understand that. I think that. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm saying now you're asking these questions and you're trying to get somebody to do some work that they don't even want the work to get to. And it's like you feel like something is wrong with that person, but they don't feel like anything is wrong with them. So you want them to advance and get to a certain level. It's like, wait a minute, that's not the direction of my life. That's not where I'm trying to go. That's where you want me to go to fit into your perfect puzzle, but that's not where I want to go, and that's not where I want to be.
I think that it's like Mike said, there's nothing wrong with saying that, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Me and you went to go eat, right? And they put some sauce on your enchilada and you didn't like it, and you said, I'm not eating it. Was there something wrong with it? For you, yes. Everybody else at the table could be eating that sauce. Like, that's fine. Childhood trauma, I ain't got no issue with that. But if it's an issue for you, it's an issue for you. And I think that we shouldn't ask these questions to find out what we want to do about them. We're just asking the question for data. We're just trying to find out what kind of environment am I going to be committing myself to? Where am I investing myself? That's all I want to know. I think that if we approach it from that place, not saying like whatever this answer is, now I can mold this person to what I think they should be like. I think we need to ask these questions a little bit more with better motives or intentions behind it. And even this is a situation that Errol had to help me with.
That was it. That's the one I was going. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So Angela said, "What up, Angel Guts? This is Angel Kisses. I love her very much. She's in Texas, and I miss you." She says, "I agree, but I have a problem with it. I was a victim of severe abuse. Opening up that is conversation is something partners are not ready or built to hear. And I was, man, I really wanted to date this young lady. I wanted to talk to her, but she would not open up to me about her past. And she thought it was offensive that I kept asking, and that I was so, transparent about mine. She liked my transparency. She loved my transparency, but she didn't want to like really talk about it. She's like, I didn't come from that kind of family. And she was comparing what my stories was to whatever her story is, and was saying like, it's not the same. So I don't want to share. And for me, it was the not knowing that made me feel like, well, I'm just going to start sharing, putting distance between that. And Errol was like, man, you got to be patient with people. If you really like her, man, just give it some time and she'll open up to you over time. And You know what I'm saying? Just kind of stick it out. Because if nothing, I think he said something to the fact, like, if it's not going to kill you to not know, then, like, don't make it such a big deal. Anyway, she ended up telling me about something she did do, and I embraced it. And I found a relatable point to it. And she was shocked that I didn't respond how other people would respond to it. So you really never know if a person is ready or not. And I don't think there's really an indicator to let you know. But I think that we should have some tester data that we throw out there just to see how they respond to that. Like, we may not expose all the trauma, but start off with like a little underhand toss and see how they handle that. If that's met with condemnation and judgment, then you kind of know that, no, this is not a safe place for me to open up. Because, you know, I open up online about my molestation and about other things happening to me and abortions and whatnot. And that's not everybody's MO. I do it because I got to get that stuff off me, out of me. It's part of my therapy. And I don't suggest that to everybody. That's what I need to do. And I don't expect that reciprocation from other people. But when people do open up to me, it is a warm feeling, man. And I do categorize and label them people a little different.
You know, I would just say it's a good thing to allow people to open up when they're ready to, and not force them to do anything. I had a young lady say to me before that, well, you need to tell me everything about you, blah, blah, blah. This, and I said, you know what, certain things I don't want to talk about because they bring more pain than anything. And she would just push and push and push. Well, if I'm going to be your person, and if I'm your person, if you feel like this towards me, then you should be able to tell me everything, blah, blah, blah. First off, it's not about you. You're asking certain things about me, and you want me to bring up certain things that brings up certain feelings and emotions, and it may piss me off and may put me in a worse person. I mean, in a worse place. So you really don't want me opening up because I'm not in a place where I can open up. If I get comfortable enough to tell you and want to talk about that, then allow me to when I'm comfortable or when I can deal with that. But if you're just trying to tell me, oh, you know what, you're my person, so you have to tell me everything about you. When you do that to me, you're forcing me, and you put me in a situation to make me say, hold on, wait. You, in order for you to feel good about yourself, to make you feel like I'm opening up more to you, I have to tell you certain things that hurt me. And I have to tell you certain things that put me in a place that makes me feel uncomfortable and make me eventually go back the fuck up away from you anyway. So just allow me to tell you these things, you know, when it's comfortable for me, when I feel like I can say it. You know what I'm saying? Because some stuff is not even just about being able to say what happens. Some stuff is just so hard to even say. Right? Some experiences you've been through in life is just so hard for you to talk about. And if a person is trying to force you to talk about something that's really hard for you to even fathom the words to get out, and they forcing you to do that, nah, that ain't cool.
Yeah. And a lot of times what people don't realize when they do that, sometimes you could ask somebody something and they say, nah, I don't want to talk about it. But depending on how you react to that, 10 minutes later, they may open up completely because 100%. They saw like, okay, you respect my boundaries. So now, okay, maybe I can open up a little bit as far as that goes. But if you just like,
why don't you just tell me? If you loved me, you would tell me.
Yeah, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it at all.
Like, I don't love you. Fine.
Ways.
I don't love you. Is it just me, or is it like when we're talking about tonight? It is probably just me. Yeah. It's these crazy, Dr. Xavier. It's crazy how it's these moments where that X-Men chair looks comfortable as hell, though, I promise you.
Wow.
Vegas be having it right. Not to give out your location. I think that it's crazy how these small moments can mean so much to the direction of a relationship. It can be these unplanned conversations that can be the reason why those morning texts stop. It can be the reason why, you know, the tone, it hasn't been the same since then. I feel like we need to be more aware of the situations we're in when we're getting to know someone. And some of us are, and we intentionally aren't trying to grow close to people. And so we do have a vague approach. But if you really want something to be going somewhere, that social awareness is key. And so if you want something from life, you study how to get that thing. So if I would say anything for tonight, like emotional intelligence is a whole practice and a whole book. Read about it. Social awareness is a whole practice and a whole book. Read about it. These things, how to have non-confrontational conversations is a whole book. Read about it. You know what I'm saying? Just like we study love languages and all the rest of that stuff, there's other practical tools that we can read about to help us better communicate and not be so quick to self-sabotage, and we can't control it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Who said they had something? Carrie or Errol or Mike? I think Mike's
Carrie
had a video.
No,
Carrie,
I was looking at something, but I don't know. Oh, did we talk about this already?
Love you, bro.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, this is something. I'm not sure if we discussed this already, but this title right here, it just.
Dang, hold on. DTF said that's why I don't get my AM texts. I gotta do better. Yes, Pookie, your conversations have to change. You ain't getting no. I've heard your conversations with your brothel. What you say, Errol?
So I see something right now. It's a title. I don't know what it is. I don't know if we discussed it already, but I see some of the title and it intrigues me.
All right, go for it.
In a fight, you want to talk it out. They like space and distance. What do? Let's go on a two-sided perspective. Let's go. You're the one that wants to talk it out, probably feeling extremely anxious. Like, we fought, we said things we didn't mean. I just want to talk it out and reconnect. Now I'm nervous we'll never figure this thing out. Your perspective too. One wanting space, probably you're just disappointed. Not in them, in yourself. Can't believe I allowed myself to lash out. I was upset. Now I'm furious. Need some time to cool down. Gather my thoughts before readdressing it. Here's the reality. Both of you want a resolution. It's the timing that's different. The key is empathy. You know they need space. Send them a text. I'm thinking about you and know that you need time. When you're ready, I'm looking forward to solving this thing together. If you know they like to solve, send them a text. I know I'm probably causing you extreme anxiety. I don't mean to. I just need some time to gather my thoughts. I don't want to jump back in too early and get angry again. It all comes back to communication, authenticity, respect, and empathy.
It's pretty good. I like his approach. His little step there.
That's
nice.
He met both ends.
Right.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
I don't think that I would give that to everybody and anybody, but I think the people that you care about and the relationship that you have that you want to cultivate and allow to flourish and grow, they would definitely get that kind of feedback.
Yeah, because at this point, I don't give a shit if you like. I'm not arguing with nobody. Like I'm not going back and forth with you no more. Listen. This is what this is, and I'm gonna listen to what you have to say. If this doesn't work, listen. I wish you the best. God bless you. I'll go with you. I love you. Have a great day.
But do you love them?
I can love somebody. Absolutely.
But do you though?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You don't think you could dismiss someone you love?
Yeah, I know you can. I was asking you though.
You said it, you bastard.
What? I did it to you?
Yes.
I never dismissed you.
No, I dismissed you.
I know you did. That's why I'm the big brother, though. You ain't going nowhere. Your ass back over here. I would grab you by your hair.
I have for 4 years. My bad. Okay.
Wow.
Yep, she had you turn on your brother.
Jeez.
Let me see if we could. Let me tell you something. This is something that we said earlier, man. Like 2 years ago now, fellas, that we were no longer going to date women outside of like our circle. We was going to keep our brothers informed of what we was doing for that accountability. Because if a relationship works or it doesn't work, the people that you love, the people closer to you, are the ones you have to deal with the residual damage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or the people who are closer to you, the ones who are going to like be the second people to really enjoy it. You know, and I've seen situations of, with all my brothers, and they've seen it from me. Like they come back like, damn, I just want my brother back. They'd be mad at the person that, did all this to you. But at the end of the day, you got to say, like, I kind of did this to myself. And one of the biggest mistakes that I made was doing this without the people that I love. And I know a lot of people on the show have even said that before. Like, nah, I don't need nobody in my business with the person I'm dating. I don't need their approval. I don't need that and that. And that's cool. But as for me and mine, we kind of made a decision that, I want to keep the people closest to me that I feel like have my best interest at heart in the loop of what's going on. And Errol's good for doing that, like hitting up the circle and being like, yo, am I tripping? Am I being too insensitive? Like he'll do that with people he cares about. And that's just smart. It's just wisdom. You know what I'm saying to you? So just wanted to add that in there.
I agree.
Angel Guts, that's not true.
Wow.
What y'all got, man? See?
I believe it. I believe it, Andy.
She's a Navy vet. I don't want to play with her. She's dangerous.
You know what? I like that video. I like the way he put it because he showed us things from both sides of the spectrum. A
Yeah.
person that, you know, needs space versus a person who wants to just fix things right there. I think it's important to consider both parties. Know who you're dealing with. You know what I mean? And just be able to give that consideration. Like sometimes people just need some space. Sometimes people want to talk and get it out right there. But just that consideration is key.
I think that you guys said that I don't well, real quick. Sorry, Marine. I don't know what's gonna happen to me. I'm sorry.
Big
I'm
difference. Big difference.
gonna Google how to apologize to a Marine so that they don't. But I'm gonna say it like this. I know you guys said you don't want to give that to everybody. I kind of something inside of me says I kind of do. I kind of want that just to be part of my character, like on GP. I get what you guys are saying about like only towards certain people. But I feel like I want to just have that as a regular MO. How y'all feel about that?
Giving what to everybody?
Just that same level of consideration and communication on, you know, like, hey, I know that, you know, you probably over there, you know, worried right now, but you know, I don't want to jump back into this conversation too soon. We'll talk after I gather my thoughts.
I think you've always been good at that, and I think that sometimes I battled back and forth with trying to figure out, is that the best way to be or is it not? But I hear what you're saying as far as making it your MO, like making it just my general practice of what I do with people to make sure that I'm having effective communication. I actually agree with it. I don't think that it should be. I think how much energy you put into a person in conversation with that depends on who that, you know, what, how that plays out. But I think individually, everyone deserves that type of empathy.
You know, I had a conversation with a young lady before, and things were starting to get heated. And I said, "Look, let's step back and let's take a moment. This is not the right time to have this conversation. Let's regroup when we can finally listen and hear each other. Let's revisit this topic later on." And she got mad at me because she said I was being dismissive. She's saying that I didn't want to hear. And I said, how do you figure I'm being dismissive if neither one of us is going to be able to hear each other right now? Both of us feel the way we feel. Both of us is really aggressive right now. So let's take a moment to just say, okay, you know what? Let's revisit this at another time because this is not the right time to have this conversation. And she just said, you know what? I don't even want to talk to you anymore. Just lose my number, blah, blah, blah. And I said, all right, done. It was at a situation where I'm just trying to say, hey, you know what? This is a time right now that we both need to just relax, come visit another time. But then you tell me to lose your number because I don't want to talk about the situation right at that time. Now I said, okay, done. I'm gonna lose your number. Don't worry about calling me. Once again, when you had time to think about this and you're not in your feelings anymore, don't bother to call me anymore. Because this is what you're saying to me. You're telling me, hey, you don't want to talk to me anymore. All right, cool. You don't want to talk to me. You don't want to talk to me. But understand what you say when you say what you're saying.
Mean what you
I
say,
like
say
that.
what you mean.
I definitely have been there, E, and that's one of those things where you've reached a certain level of maturity in that situation than they have, and you have to, like you say. I mean, in my opinion, you did the right thing. You want me to lose your number? That's fine. We no longer have to communicate it. This is what you're saying, but at the same token, you know, just realize that all I was trying to do is be understanding and really trying to stop something bad from happening before it happened. Because if we keep going like this with all this fuel added to the fire, eventually somebody's feelings are gonna get hurt. Somebody's gonna get It's gonna be a big old explosion. So we don't have to get that far. Let's just come back to this later. Like, it's not being dismissive. It's actually caring enough about you to say, hey, I don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't want to say anything abrupt. So let's just come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
If they have never experienced that kind of communication, they're unfamiliar with that approach being a form of care, then they're not going to be able to see the value in it. Sometimes it comes from experience with it, saying, oh yeah, I've seen this before. I've seen this play out. This is why not just good parenting, but healthy friendships. Like, it's good to practice these things in any relationship so that the people you love can get used to. They'll know what a healthy conversation sounds like. They know what a healthy discord sounds like. They know what it feels like to disagree and no one has to disrespect. But a lot of times people don't come from that and haven't been exposed to that. And so they get in relationships that are really good for them and they blow it because like, damn, like, didn't you have friends or someone around you trying to help you see that there's a different way to do this?
I have met people. I totally agree with that. And I saw this and it kind of tied into that. A lot of people think just because they're talking, they're communicating. That's not the case. Communication has to be effective. It has to be more than me just saying something so that I can say, I said something. Because a lot of times that's the case. People don't know how to express because they've been condemned for how they feel or not giving the opportunity. And I find this in a lot of my male friends. They don't say things to their partners because they haven't been giving the opportunity to, back to the vulnerable feeling, to be able to express, hey, you know, this is where I'm at, or this is how I feel about this, or even to say, I've never experienced this before and I don't know what this is. Right. That is effective as well. Because now the opportunity is now presented to say, hey, maybe I've experienced this. Maybe I can shed a little light on this. Or maybe I can just hold your hand and walk through this with you if you're willing.
So let me ask you this, because one of my friends told me this. They said, right, like now is not a good time. Let's talk about this later. Is maturity. But then there's that thing that one of my friends told me, like they were taught that you never want to go to bed angry. That means this has to be resolved before the night is up. And my get back and talk to you later might be a week or two from now.
And that's not necessarily true. You have a choice whether you want to be angry about something. If I'm coming to you humbly and saying, hey, you know what I mean? No hard feelings, but now it's not a good time to talk. Now it's not a good time to talk to this because I don't want to get angry and I don't want you to get angry. So let's just nip this right here. And you know what I mean? You go ahead and have a great night and we'll definitely pick this up another time. If you choose to go to sleep angry, that's your choice. I'm not going to choose to go to sleep angry. And hopefully before the conversation ends, I'll get that point across like, hey, I'm not mad at you, but I just don't want to take this to another level right now. I feel myself getting irritated, agitated, whatever the case may be. I don't want it to get there. I don't want to ruin your night. I don't want my night ruined. So, hey, let's just pick this up when it's best for both of us to pick this back up. If you choose to be mad at close. Go ahead, bro. No, you got it.
No, go ahead.
I'm just saying, if you
Nah, get that point. Get that point, man. Listen, I don't want you to go to bed without being able to say that point. Good. I'm not gonna do it. I promise I'm not gonna do it. I know. Hey, I was about to take myself off the show too. Why you don't trust me, Mike? You don't trust me?
Nah, I don't.
He said, "Nah, I don't." Honestly, you stupid. All right, fine. What I was gonna say was, if there's one beneficial thing that we could add to this conversation, I'm doing it in chunks. No one is obligated to communicate with you. I think that is something that needs to be understood thoroughly.
Yes.
Say loud. No one is, I don't care if they said they like you or love you, they are not obligated to talk to you, to communicate with you, to be vulnerable with you, to show up.
Facts.
So when they do, treat that as the privilege it is. That's all.
Yes, because I'm gonna tell you like this: when you get to a person, when you push a person to say, "Look, didn't you hear me? I don't feel like talking. Shut up." Then you're gonna be more hurt. Then your feelings gonna be more hurt. Oh, you talk to me like this, or you
This
shut up,
bitch.
right? Like, man, just shut up. You know what I'm saying? That goes for anybody. It doesn't have to be just a, you know what I'm saying, a man to woman conversation, a romantic relations conversation. Anytime you have a conversation, if you don't feel like talking, if you at odds with your brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, this is not the right time. Hey, but this, no, I don't feel like talking. Shut up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's just like, just leave it alone.
That's yeah, I get that.
That's fine.
I get that.
Well, it's that time of the show, gentlemen, where that wasn't what we were going for.
Oh, I love to see that one.
You might as well.
Play that one just on GP. Play that one just on GP. I like. know, we see what we got in the house right now. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we want to see. That is definitely not what we
Jesus.
More better for me.
Jesus. At the end of the show, we like to leave you guys with something that can possibly help. And that is a resource to a mental health hotline 24 hours a day where you can get connected to a therapist, a mentor, or support group that can help you through some of that trauma, or maybe get you in a group to help you get through some addiction, or maybe just help you enhance your skill set on how to better communicate. Therapists, counselors, support groups are good for multiple things. Or what, Mike?
Or maybe help you get over, maybe this will help. Sometimes people need therapy just from the trauma that we've caused here tonight.
2 hours. That's it. Trauma from 2 hours.
Listen, sometimes it's just like hell week. That trauma is going to help you more than you know in the future.
Come on.
Come on. If you don't know, man, like for real, if you don't know how to acquire these skills we're talking about when it comes to communicating, not saying that I've mastered any of them. I'm still working at them, but sometimes therapy is where you can get that thing. It's not always about healing from a past hurt. Sometimes it's like talking to somebody about why I grew up in a household that communicates this way, and that there's other ways to communicate that might be more beneficial to what it is I want out of life. And so this number, 1-800-854-7771, 1-800-854-7771. We're firm believers in God, and going to him for therapy and healing, and the word of God being the light and a lamp unto your feet, a light into your path. Gym being a good form of therapy, artistic outlets as a good form of therapy. I say exercise as many as you need to get to where you want to get within yourself. Because if you want to live your best life, it's going to come from your best decisions, but your best decisions come from your best mental state. And especially now with this being Mental Health Awareness Month, maybe it's time to make that decision, make that call, or, reconnect and reevaluate the circle of people you have around you. I would love for everybody listening to just look around them at the people that are close to them, that have access to them, and ask yourself, are these people good for my mental health? Start there. And if you need to make some trades, make some trades. Fellas, I got anything I want to ask?
I'm good.
Uncomfortable conversations with yourself are not just for relationships. They are to help yourself to see what you may need or what you may need to get out.
So it's funny that Kerry just said that, because in therapy, that my homework is to stand in the mirror and have conversations with yourself. And, initially it feels ridiculous and it feels stupid, but as you do it and as you just sit there and start to talk, stuff just starts coming out and pouring out, and then you write this stuff down, and then when you go back and read it, it's like, oh wow, this is I didn't even know that all of this stuff was built up over time, or I didn't even know that, what Kerry said to me on Monday was really going to have this much of an effect as it did today. It's just, so just to piggyback on what Kerry was saying, that's a great tool.
I just want to talk about that really quick. Yeah,
don't touch on it. Don't touch on it.
I appreciate you being receptive. A lot of times when people are saying things, especially from people that you love or that love you, it can be some really harsh conversations.
Yeah.
And I've received that conversation. I've given that conversation and being on both sides of the spectrum. Grace, my brother said it earlier today. Grace is big and it's needed, especially in conversations that you don't want to have, or not even fear, but maybe a little more complicated than most. Give grace in the initiation of the conversation for yourself, as well as the person that is receiving the conversation, because you don't know how this may affect them. And although you may have good intentions, although you may be right, this still can affect the person that you're having the conversation with.
Yep.
So be conscious of that. And as well as with yourself. Be conscious of how you talk to yourself. Be honest, but be cautious to give yourself grace as well as honesty in that moment. That's just my little 2 cents.
All right, man.
What you gonna say, Donnie?
I was gonna say, I was gonna add to it,
Please.
just the component of accountability and grace. They're in relationship together.
Yeah.
We're not saying that you can abuse. We're not telling you that grace is abandoning responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you? So there's a conviction that lets you know when you've crossed that line, when you're just trying to avoid responsibility, and this is no longer grace. These are excuses.
Yep. Don't get it twisted.
So, yeah, just Holy Spirit to make that real clear to you. And one more thing that definitely has helped me. Where did it go? Yeah. I was talking to one of my friends. I've been talking to one of my friends about that this week, just wanting to get in the word more. When it literally says it's a lamp unto my feet, a light into my path, like just reading it more. No matter what you read, just get in there and read something and let it lead you somewhere. I'm telling you, man, it's the seasons when I do it the most that I actually see the benefit of having the light in my life. Yeah, I have, the Bible study I'll do on a weekday, or church on Sunday, or conversations here and there, but having that as a consistent practice, it's almost, man, it's almost like that intimacy with your creator. And it's just something divine that happens with that. So it's a maintenance piece, not alone just healing, but it helps you to maintain. What up, bro?
It's funny that you say that, because I mean, I don't know if you guys follow my stories on Instagram, but every morning I post the Bible verse. And a lot of people think that I post the Bible verse for other people. Yes, it's a part of the ministry and advancing the kingdom, but it's a reminder for me, because every time I go to my stories, I have to see this verse.
That's good.
And the application of this verse for myself, because I need reminders for myself, is what I see every day. And so if you start to practice these things and you start to develop them for yourself, yes, it may help someone else, but what is it doing for you? So yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, that's good.
That is good.
Dub, you got any wisdom before we get out of here for the night?
Sugar free, here it comes.
1-800-SANDWICH.
1-800-SANDWICH. Somebody get this brother a sandwich
immediately,
without all the talk.
The Wassam Possum.
And no white sauce, no mayo, no ranch, none of that, because he don't have no food.
Exactly. There you go. Yep.
I got you, bro.
Yep.
That's a red flag. You make this brother a sandwich with white sauce on there, he knows you don't like him.
Yeah, you might as well just start walking down the street somewhere.
Kill yourself.
All right, well, those two people can't pray. Mike, it's up to me and you, man. Who's praying us out tonight?
You got it.
Oh, okay, cool. Because they are disqualified.
I should get dismissed from praying.
In my heaven. Listen.
God, I'm glad you're not God. Go ahead.
Hey, they say that Aries act like God left them in charge. We do. A lot of the times we do, man. Gee whiz. I'm telling God on y'all. Okay, no, for real though. Father God, we thank you that this is no coincidence that these topics came up tonight and the people that were listening, you called them in to listen. I pray, Lord, that every seed that was planted, that was uniquely sent for them, that it takes root, that it's not easily brushed off, that conviction just sits with us tonight for the things you were trying to speak to us tonight. Praying that we encounter you tonight, that you not only strengthen the angels assigned to our care, but that we have an encounter, a genuine encounter with you, that the things we're wondering about, if this is true for me or not true for me, that it will be made super clear. We want to hear you in a very unique and special way. I pray, Lord, that we set the environment, though, to hear from you, that we don't just keep asking you to talk to us, and not actually set an environment for you. So let us be intentional about what we put in our ears and our eyes tonight before we go to bed, so that we can set set an environment, a welcoming environment to have that encounter with you where we're not so distracted. There's some people we don't need to get on the phone with tonight and talk to, God. Energy's ain't right. There's some people that we're wondering if we need to make that exchange with them being in our lives or being so close to us. Father God, we thank you that you're bringing that kind of clarity. Help us not to be our own worst enemies. Help us to do that mirror time and see where we're causing a lot of the issues in our own life. Father God, help us to take that kind of responsibility coupled with some grace and responsibility. We just thank you that you'll partner with us to enhance these areas. Father God, we want to see more fulfillment, more satisfaction, just more abundance or more peace, whatever it is. Father God, there's things we need to let go of, things that we're cuffed to that aren't for us. as you expose us to these things, make us aware. I pray, Lord, that our courage rises up and that we step out on faith to counteract these addictions, we'll call them. Yeah, the things that we're addicted to, Father God, that really aren't serving us at all. Thank you, Father God. We'll have safe places to go, safe people to go to and talk to about it with you. We thank you for this night. Pray over my brothers and our loved ones and our relatives and all our close friends, Sheila and Pravina and Jay, that are celebrating their birthdays. Father God, we pray, Lord, just abundance over them, protection over them, continued revelation, man, just healed, healthy, blessed, and prosperous. Help us to continue to go forward and just be the light every day, be the difference, Father God. Help us not to feel judged or condemned by this world because of how they look at us and where we are in our present journey, Father God. Help us not to worry about that. Help us continue to just partner ourselves with people who love us and want to support us so that we can do the same. And we just bless you that you bring us here again next week, if you say the same, to continue this ministry. In your son, Jesus, the Messiah's name, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
It is something about Tauruses that brighten my day. And I just realized that P's birthday is an amazing day. May 17th is my mama's birthday. And I just wanted to say,
Hold
Mama,
on.
I love you. Okay, that's it.
A car drove by when you were saying what you said.
I was just saying May 17th is Mom's birthday, and P, happens to be on the 17th, and it's something about the honesty and realness of a Taurus, especially ones on that day, because those two individuals are honest. But I just want to say, Mama, I love you, publicly, as usual. I miss her like crazy. I'm sure. Yeah, man. Anyway, happy birthday, Mama. Happy birthday, P, Jay, all y'all.
We got anything else, fellas?
Thank you for coming out. God
Thank you for being a friend.
Good night.
Travel down the road and back again. The heart is sweet. You're a friend and a confidant. Dum, dum, dum. It's nobody. Thank you for being a friend. Here we go. He didn't waste your time. He got to know you first and didn't like you. That's the best part of the whole show. He didn't like you. That's what it was. Why y'all playing these games, man?
Girls, stay rooted. I don't plant my seeds, now I'm rooted. Brown skin popping, I'm rooted.
That is all we have for you tonight, man. For real, that's it. We're out.
If you are 40 and you are 40 plus,
I don't care. I like the young ones. I don't care what.
Shit.
They be looking at me in the gym, though, man. I promise.
This bitch.
As Mike would say, same old show, just a new year. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But guess what? We still gonna enhance it.
Welcome to another episode, or maybe this will help.
I'm scared of dating because what if we don't break up?